Hello, my name is Mixtape. I'm not famous. I don't play games professionally. I am mad average, but I've been getting into the TCG recently. One sec. Um, it has been a really good time and a really weird time at the same time because I already haven't played much competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, but I played Master Duel for the past like couple of years. And for context, when I say that, I didn't know what Maxi was until I got on Master Duel. I didn't know what Ash Blossom was. I didn't know what hand traps were. So I'm starting from a very, very baby baseline of Sangan Pass, a Yugi Kaiba structure deck type E dog. So have a better understanding of Yu-Gi-Oh these days, but trying to go to locals and actually play a physical TCG event is very different. I just want to talk about good, bad, ugly, and in between that I've noticed. Because some stuff I've messed up on, some stuff I just wouldn't know. Sometimes people are kind of weird. So I just want to tell you about my experience so far. So to begin, the first event I went to was a pre-release for Alliance Insight, which was really cool. I've never done something like that. This is my first like actual TCG event to begin with. Besides that, I had only played Yu-Gi-Oh against my friend like twice. So this is like cool, very daunting because I was like, oh, people are gonna be in here like opening boxes, like knowing their decks, knowing exactly what they look for, XYZ, XYZ. It was that. It was fun, but it was like also a little stressful because so like I get there, it starts at I think like if it started at 7, I get there at like 6:55. I walk in and I ask, I'm like, hello, I'm here for the thing. It's pretty much one giant room. Um, they were like, oh yeah, cool. Here are your pack, or they take me to go pay. Here are your packs. They give me like Alliance Insight packs. My first OTS pack, which was neat. I open it. I get absolute dog water from those packs. I'm talking like nothing usable for my Blue Eyes deck and my Malice deck. I have both. For this event, I did play Malice. I kind of regretted it because I need more practice with Malice, and I think it's a cool combo deck, but I didn't have all the support and XYZ, and it was like post ban list, but like not when I got the Ed Ignister support or the new girl. I still don't have March Hare at all because I bet I could go price check March Hare. I'm gonna do that while I'm talking to y'all. And March Hare, yeah, and I'm gonna just guess before I look at this. I'm gonna guess $50. You wanna put a guess on this card, baby? How much the new Malice card, the new like tier 1 deck in Yu-Gi-Oh, tier 0 maybe? How much you wanna guess? You're gonna guess 67. All right, we got 50 for me, 67 for my girlfriend in the back. And on TCG Player at the time of recording, the market price is $67.02 on the dot. I I have to screenshot this for the video. Yeah, I have to screenshot this. What in the world? Y'all, my girl guessed it on the money. She's about to be the market watch specialist. What the hell? This is going in a folder, dog. What? All right, so um, I didn't have any of that. I did make some trades later, but I didn't have any of it at all. So I did play Malice. I opened all those packs prior. I did end up buying a box because I'll probably post pack openings and things on here, but I do love opening product, and so does my girlfriend. She loves collecting Pokemon stuff. I play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I love collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So y'all probably see funny pack opening things, and we got those. And although it was cool at that event, I believe I went 1-3, which I know is very impressive. But first game, I absolutely misplayed so bad. I opened Shifter twice and didn't drop it. And for everyone that just slapped their forehead, groaned at me, XYZ, I, I don't know. The first game, I opened non-engine so bad. It was 2-nib, Shifter, Veiler, and like Ash. And I was just staring at it like, wow. I don't think I can play this game. So I nibbed him twice and I got swung on. It was a game for sure. And then the second one, I got Solemn on Dormouse just to get like halfway through a combo maybe. And then it was just doom, death, and destruction. Believe it or not, I think I was playing Burning Abyss. Like I think was playing against Burning Abyss, and yeah, he got me. It was fun. It was cool. I've never actually played against that or seen it in real life, so that was cool. Before I forget, there was a minor mess up, which is learning point number one, right? I did research prior to coming to Konami event, prior to coming to an event at all. The thing that I didn't know and that I wasn't aware I needed was my Konami ID or a Konami player ID, which is a really easy fix. At the first event, they just kind of gave me a temp one question mark and said it should be good. Uh, and I got to play, and it wasn't a problem. But the next one, I got there even earlier just so I could ask about it, and they got me set up. I downloaded the Neuron app, which got me my ID, and that apparently can be linked to other Konami things. So that's player tip number one: is make sure you have a Konami ID, please. Smiles. But I guess back to main story, right? So I then go to round two. In between rounds, right? There's a dude who he'll come back up. He was kind of weird, and he was definitely just trying to trade and was like hovering around to see what I'd pull from my box, and I don't really care about that. I was pulling stuff in between just to see what I got, and I did get some cool stuff. Nothing for my Malice deck, which no, I mean I can't update it mid tournament anyway. But yeah, I just didn't get anything for Malice. I did get some cool stuff for Blue Eyes slash just some cool general stuff that I got to trade later. So it goes to game two. Game two is against Infernoble Knights. Now, I've never seen these in my entire life, besides like maybe once in passing on Master Duel. And dude was extremely friendly, and I appreciate him. First, both dudes are really friendly, and of course, let everybody know that I was up against. I was like, "Hello, I'm very new, and I'm probably gonna misplay." And yes, so everybody was like really nice, honestly, and I very much appreciate it because playing paper TCG and trying to keep up with game state is very different than playing Sims for like years. Slash, I just had a level of nerves that is different when playing in person because I'm already kind of an anxious person. But then having a whole room of people that like low key know each other and are playing all the time, and then I'm just new. I'm like, oh lord, but it's fun. Infernoble Knight dude, extremely sweet. It was a pretty back and forth game. I did end up losing, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun actually. He hit me with a really crazy banish of some kind on game three, and I was like, you right, GG's. So that was cool. I very much appreciate that guy. But then it goes to game three. Game three is neat, and he was also really nice, but he was a bit more serious. It was a Malice mirror. I cannot describe the level of cookage this man put me through. I'm talking like Gordon Ramsay takes you out back and looks at your deck and is like, this shit is raw. Because my deck was fine. He just had all the new Adagnister support and knew what the fuck that man was doing. He said to game one, oh damn, I bricked, pass to you. And at that moment, I was like, oh, fuck. Because my hand was fine. But I didn't know he was on Malice. And so I like just start trying to do my thing, whatever. He immediately bitch shields my ass. I'm like, oh, cooked. And then hits like GWC. No, it was TB11. And he hit like just the perfect chain of things to interrupt me. But nah, I watched that man flambe. It was nice. Fun game. I learned a lot. We actually got to trade, and I got some of the new support and traded him, I think, a Star Razio for it, because I'm building Razio, but I'm not going to play it. I just like having the core around, collector in me. But let's talk about game 4, right? So I'm 0-3 at this point. Honestly, I feel good because I played Yugioh. It's pretty scrubby. I don't care, but I'm new. And this gets into a point I'll make later, but it's weird that there's not a whole lot of new player space in TCG land or even in Master Duel, because you have to kind of know what you're doing already. But Master Duel, you can at least go chill and play solo mode, which I mean you can, but there's no challenge there at that point. Honestly, yeah, kind of just go play ladder. But then the problem with playing ladder is, yeah, anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms. But game 4, I'm 0-3. I feel good because I'm happy I've played Yu-Gi-Oh, and I played to a competent level to at least give people a challenge or try. And I've learned more about my own deck and how to play better and how to not mess up, like make mistakes. Game 4 is against the dude that was hovering in between rounds, and it wasn't just that first round. He was doing it in between every round. I don't really care because I mean I'm making trades and talking to people, but he just is very eager to see what I pulled out of my box. So game 4, I don't know what he's playing. I think it's like Azamina, White Forest, Fiend Smith, something else, maybe question mark. It doesn't matter because of the way this game goes, right? He was already weirdly like kind of dismissive because I don't know. I'm new. I'm not that seasoned, whatever. So I don't remember what hand trap I hit him with. I think he gets to sequence, but I have, what is her name, Ghost Mortar in my hand. So he gets the sequence and he starts to go, I'm going to activate that on special summon. I use Ghost Mortar, so neg the effect, whatever. He's stuck there. He didn't have any other plays. He set 2 cards face down and passed to me. I start comboing, I start going. I get to, I think, White Binder. No, I lied. I get to Splash Mage Dormouse. He activates Azamina Aphis, I think is what it's called, because I had to read it. I'm looking this up and I'll put it up on the screen. But he activates that, right? And he's like, your monsters go back to your hand, and that one goes back to, or that one goes back to extra deck. And I was like, huh? He's like, these bounce, and just like put it in the graveyard. I was like, hey, can I read that? Because I've never seen that card. And he was just like, those go back, trust. And I was like, do you mind if I read that? And he just kind of stared at me. I was like, one more time, just let me read it, dog. So he hands it to me. I read it, and if you read the card, I'd just chalk this up to a misplay. But if you read it, it says target cards on the field up to the number of fusion, synchro in field or graveyard that are fiend, illusion, spellcaster, return in the hand. Cool. He had fiends, which like Fiendsmith stuff, cool, but none of those were synchros. And I was like, hey, none of them were fusion or synchros. And I was like, I don't think you activate this. And then he took it back, read it, and then pointed at the 2 Fiendsmith cards. I was like, because neither of them were fusions. And he was like, oh, whatever, game 2. And I was like, for sure. And then I don't know what happens game 2. I start summoning stuff, and then he just kind of like gives up. Like he just scooped, and I was like, for sure. So that was a fun, I guess, one win to take. I think my lesson on that one is just don't let people get you down, and like the real player lesson is communicate. Like ask about game state. Yeah, just communicate, because sometimes stuff does get complicated. I don't know. We're all learning sometimes. I think that was a new deck for him. Give him benefit of the doubt. But in all, for my first event, I think it went well. I did go big Loserville, but I had fun and I played a lot of TCG and saw a lot of decks. I was also to a card shop that I don't normally go to. I like kind of go to sometimes whenever my girlfriend wants like specific Pokemon stuff. They are the only shop in the area, or one of 2 shops in the area that sell singles, so I had to bug them and see if they had any Lancey or anything. Actually today, which segues, I went to another event today, and it was a little smaller, and it was also cool. I had a lot of fun. It was just a locals, and it's a shop that's trying to bring Yu-Gi-Oh back, because they had apparently dropped it for a while because there was some drama or something that happened, which I have no idea there. I don't know. I moved here, not I moved here some years ago. I don't know about all that, but today I went 2-1, um, which was fun. Um, the two I won, one was a bye, but I did play against somebody. I played against the dude that was running the event, and I won. We didn't get to go into another game, which sucked because it was really neat. Actually, it was playing like a really crazy 60 card pile of like six archetypes. It was mad entertaining. It was just a whole lot of tri brigade shenanigans. They were training with other stuff. Um, that was cool. My next round, I think I played against. I played against the dude who was a bit newer, like me, but I think he was like getting back into it with like what seemed more like an Edison deck over something more modern. So context when I say that. I don't know what all encapsulates Edison, but he was running like Nordic, which was cool and it was really neat to see. But the deck that I ran today consists of. I wasn't running Malice, I was running Blue Eyes, and all I did was smash together three Blue Eyes decks and then tweak it a bit with Light and Darkness Dragon stuff because I had pulled for those out of that box and I actually got two of them. Or I got one of them and then I traded for another one. So I can post a deck list. It's not crazy good, but it is a lot of fun to play because I don't know, I like Dragon Pile. It was cool. The second game, I shut him out a bit because I think he was still learning. And then we had some really weird interactions where I accidentally floodgated him with Spirit Dragon and didn't even realize it until I like started reading the card and I asked somebody else and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can't actually do that." And so me and him stared at each other like, "Oh, well." But let's talk about game 3. So it was fun. I lost this one. It was fun, but the person, I think this is a old head Yu-Gi-Oh player thing that I don't know what way to phrase this besides chill out on doing this because it can definitely kill new player retention or even interest. So I'm like talking to people. There were only two people there. This is before we even start the event. I'm like, "Oh yeah, what decks are y'all playing?" I'm just being friendly. I don't know if it's a normal thing to talk about that or even tell people. I'm guessing not at like a bigger event. This is a locals. I'm gonna tell people I don't really care because I like Yu-Gi-Oh. I just like learning stuff. um, I'm asking them. They said Fire King. I was like, "Oh, cool." Like I've only ever seen that like once on Master Duel, and then I know it recently got a top, which I was like, "Oh, that's neat, cool." They asked me what I was playing. I was like, "Oh, Blue Eyes," and they said, "Ugh." I was like, hmm." They're like, "Ugh, why are you playing Blue Eyes?" I was like, I'm getting in the TCG." They're like, "Yeah, it's the most helmet deck I've ever seen." I was like, "Excuse me." um, and I say, and I could have been definitely a little nicer about this, but I caught myself. I verbally said, "Wow, I'm at a TCG event and somebody's being rude. I can't believe it. We're the only three players there." They didn't really hear me. They said, "Hmm." I said, "Nothing. I'm on the phone." Because I could have started a fight. I really didn't care to. Um, so let's get back to our match, right? We're playing. Um, First game, there was apparently a wicked misplay, but I don't know because I was going for game and then they read a card and were like, "Shouldn't this be destroyed?" Because I think they were reading Ultimate Spirit. They said I had summoned it with my last turn. And I was like, hmm? And I think the misplay was that I had kept Ultimate Spirit out instead of destroying it and sending it to the grave and resin Spirit back. But I genuinely couldn't remember because of how far along the game state was. I'm pretty sure I don't know. I can't really tell you. I remember popping it and resing something else. Like I remember popping Ultimate Spirit and bringing back Spirit, but I we called it misplay and just went next game. Um, Next game it was really really back and forth. Uh, I enjoyed it. They I don't know if they did because they were not complaining necessarily, but after the game they were like, that wasn't fun. I don't like Blue Eyes. Da da da. I was like, for sure, whatever. And then yeah, they made the remark about Blue Eyes being a helmet deck, quotes, as we're playing, and I looked them dead in the eye. And I was like, that might be the craziest thing you can say at the table across from your opponent. And they're like, "Oh no, I didn't mean it about you." I was like, "For sure." And then the dude next to me, who's like their friend apparently, was like, "What deck are y'all talking about?" And it's like Blue Eyes. They're like, "Oh, no, it's fine." I'm like, I mean, I don't really give a fuck because it's children's card game. However, you don't have to be rude to. I like very much let them know, like, "Hey, I'm new, and this is beginner friendly." Also, this is like tweak at home vanilla recipe. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with it. I'm trying stuff. Blue Eyes, it's chill. Also, I'm of the opinion if you're, I don't know, I feel like there's worse things in the world than a little spirit, ultimate spirit. What is like one omni negate? Anyway, sorry, that's my opinion. But um, yeah, game was cool. I lost. Um, it was really close. I misplayed a little at the end because something happened and I think I popped the XZ monster, like the Fire King XZ monster, and then that ended up popping. Oh my God, what is it called? True Light, and then that destroyed my board minus Tyrant Dragon, which couldn't save me. I got it to gain, which was fun. Um, so not really a lesson on that one. It was a really good experience. I liked it. I had fun playing. On both a new player and a little more seasoned player, having to explain like game state stuff. But I would like to address the weirdness of the I think the ugly part of everything that I've interacted with. Like, there's been good. Um, the bad part has been me just not knowing what's going on and like misplaying or whatever. But like, the ugly is, I don't know, some people are weirdly not welcoming in the community. And I call it anything, just I think people need to be more mindful. Um, I had fun. I'm going back. I got somebody's number that was there and was like, "Yeah, definitely duel me more, or I'll be back here. So if y'all want to slide back." And yeah, I am gonna learn to play Yu-Gi-Oh better and not be as much of a scrub. You will not see me topping any YCSs. I believe there is a regional near here. Not even near here. I think it's in my city. Near or very soon. Sorry, English. I'm looking this up. How do you even look up Yu-Gi-Oh regionals? Yu-Gi-Oh regionals. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for listening to this yap sesh. I'm looking up the regional that would be in. Oh, there's one in Tennessee. That's cool. Tennessee is my hometown or my home state. Looking for the one in Arkansas. Anyway, very much appreciate y'all for listening to me yap. I will be posting more TCG and random content, random Yu-Gi-Oh content, or really just things in general too. So if there's anything y'all would like to see, don't like to see, or anything else y'all like to hear me talk about, I'm very much a new player, so this will be from a new player, mid-core, whatever y'all want to call it, perspective. Um, Thank you for tuning in, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day, night, and don't forget to brush your teeth. Oh my God! Wait, editing Brandon. Holy hell! Yeah, there is a regionals like very much nearby. um, if I guess if anybody is um trying to go to regionals, I don't know if I'll be there. I don't know if I'll be playing. I'm gonna practice more. Here, I'll screenshot and post it as I'm talking about this. But I think I'll be playing Blue Oz. I think that's the deck I would like to focus on more. I'll post deck list in video. Thank you. Bye bye.